What's up, everybody? So, I am back with another video. This may be a two-part series, we'll see. So, I'm gonna share with y'all one of the craziest experiences I had while working in a restaurant. I was about 24 years old, and this restaurant had come from Columbus, Ohio. And, anyways, I had just got laid off from this manufacturing job, and I just happened to be lucky to get an email from the general manager of this chain saying, "Hey, we have an open interviews. I saw your resume. Why don't you come on down?" I'm like, "All right, whatever." So I look at her name and I'm like, "Damn, that looked familiar." So when I got to the interview, immediately I saw her face and I said, "Hey, you used to run the restaurant for this company, blah, 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 at this location." And she like, "Yeah, that was me." And I'm like, "Hey, I worked for, this other guy that was a GM at this restaurant over here." And she goes, "Oh yeah." So we get to chopping it up or whatever, and it was kind of like pretty obvious, like, "Yeah, okay, you know how I go with opening a new restaurant. You done seen it twice before. Yeah, I kind of want to bring you on board." I'm like, "All right, cool." So then she brought up the fact that she was dating my general manager from the old company, and I'm like, "He was in a relationship?" Man, when I tell you all this lady turned red, I'm like, "Oh shit, I done fucked up my chances of working." Nevertheless, I still got the job. I'm like, okay. So I called somebody that I thought was a close friend at the time. You know what I'm saying? Loved her like she was my sister. I called her and I said, "Yo, they doing open interviews for this spot. You need to go down there right now because you need to work. You lost your last job, whatever." She, "All right, here I come." So here we are. We get the jobs. It's opening day. Now, just like a lot of brand new restaurants that open that are a chain, there's always a shit ton of higher ups around, just trying to either show their face, throw their weight around, and pretty much just try to make sure training's going correct. So this guy named Chad, I'm gonna call him that. That's not his real name. He uh he was happy to see me. He greets me and he points me in the direction of this other guy and he goes, "Hey, yo, go introduce yourself to this guy." So I introduced myself. "Hey, how you doing? I'm Dominique." Now, mind you, at this time I got my goatee grown out, and this guy, when I shook his hand, he just looked me up and down, and he goes, "Okay." And I'm wondering in my head, like, damn, that's a good way to advocate for a company, and to welcome people to the family. But okay, so I shook it off and just let bygones be bygones. Of course, I had to clear the air and let people know, "Hey, no, I'm not trans. I have a hormone disorder and I grow facial hair." We did so happen to have a trans woman on the team, and she was gorgeous in my opinion. I loved her. She was very nice, very sweet. So here we are. We doing a training. The GM learns, "Oh, I thought you knew how to work the grill position." Hey, just because I don't know it don't mean I can't learn it. Eventually I learned it. So we have our grand opening. After the grand opening is over with, I look over at Fran. I'm like, "Yo, let's go down the street to such and such bar and let's celebrate." One of the higher ups saw us and she had gave us some money. This other guy, he had asked to use Fran's phone and he had gave her a couple of bucks just for letting him use her phone. And somebody else gave us money, but I can't remember where it came from. Anyways, we used that money to tip the bartender. She got us drunk. Baby did her job. So Fran's girlfriend pops up, and things is all good, fine and dandy. Now here we go. We're leaving. Turns into a whole chaotic nightmare thanks to Fran. Fran is this completely different person. By the time we got back to her house, girlfriend's crying, looking at me like this is why I didn't want her to drink. And I'm like, I didn't know she turned into this person because, mind you, like I said, we kind of just had got back into contact not too long ago, so I still don't know the full story of what's going on with this person. So I kind of took responsibility for that. However, I am not responsible for another adult's actions. Anyways, it was just straight arguing. Fran is tripping, saying dumb stuff. Even the neighbors from across the street are shouting at her, telling her to leave her girlfriend alone. And I'm just stuck like, what the hell is wrong with you, dude? So I'm thinking, hey, why don't you just come back to my house, spend the night, cool off, because I know you ain't going to try nothing with me. And you go to work from my house. We were originally scheduled, she was to open the grill that morning, I was to come in and close. That's not what happened. So I got home and I'm texting her girlfriend like, did she calm down? Are y'all good? Whatever, I just want to check in. She goes, no, she came to work with me, she's outside acting a fool. Why did she come to work with you? She wouldn't get out my car when I was trying to leave to go to work. And I'm like, wow. Okay. So anyways, long story short, Fran gets arrested for acting a damn fool. But not only that, she busted her head open, so they had to take her to the hospital because she decided she wanted to slam it up against the window because she's now sitting in the back of a squad car. Now I'm worried, so I'll go to work the next morning and I open for her. The general manager is giving me this look. She say, I got a call or text from somebody claiming to be her sister, but I know that was a lie. Close the office door and tell me what the hell is going on. And I'm like, well, so what had happened was, and can you just not fire her? Just give her a chance, don't fire her. So GM like, all right, cool. I'm not gonna let her go, but she definitely gonna get her earful when all this blows over. So I work the shift. I'm tired as hell, you know what I'm saying, but I get through it. Now that was just only one strike with Fran. However, Fran started fucking stuff up with her job more and more to the point I got tired of her. Anyways, let's go on to some of the other stuff that was happening in the restaurant. Now, the assistant manager was a foreign guy, very eccentric, charming dude, you know what I'm saying? And he was real comfortable with himself. And when I say comfortable, he had feminine mannerisms, and yeah, he would call us bitch and be talking to us like how females talk to each other. Hey, bitch, what you doing? Bitch, whatever. And we would be laughing. Now, of course, any other female would be looking like, hold on, what the hell? But nah, this guy, he was cool. And even with his feminine mannerisms, he was a ladies' man. Everybody loved him. The customers loved him. People would just come to the restaurant just to see this guy, because he was fun. Me and him eventually got close and cool. Now, there was a girl that worked at the restaurant that I did have this crush on. The GM seemed to have an issue with that and seemed lightweight jealous. Why? Let's not mention the fact that her husband ended up working there as a manager. And I'm like, they just gonna allow all this? They really about to allow all this? And when her husband first came, he tried to give me this tough guy, act. And I just saw right through it like, dude, you ain't fooling me. You really not. This makes no sense. Like, he tried to hit me with, well, I'm a little tough. And I'm like, dude, if I can take him, I for damn sure can take you. And we left it at that. So then it turned into they were starting to, look around and see who's ready for promotions. Now, at first, they were looking at Fran. But, again, as I said, Fran just started fucking stuff up for herself more and more. There was a day where she didn't come to work. She's sitting up there. She's trying to call everybody. She's saying, oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. And never showed up, showed up late, basically just to come find out that really all it was she really just didn't want to come to work. She wanted to stay at home and try to see what her girlfriend was up to. And then it got worse from there. It just spun from there. There was a day where the GM's husband was running the shift, and he comes to me and he goes, I have to go home. And I looked at him like, what? You don't really hear that from shift managers and stuff like that, at least not in that area. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, GM just texted me and said that I gotta go look for the dogs. The dogs got out the gate. Motherfucker, what does that have to do with me? And what does that have to do with you if you at work? Well, she told me to leave you in charge. She trusts you. And surely or not, that man left me in charge of that restaurant. Now, I did have manager experience even before I even got that position. So it was like, I know how to run a shift. I know how to send people on break. I understand how it goes. I know how to handle customer complaints. Whatever. So meanwhile, everybody's just looking at me and I'm like, ain't no need to look crazy. This is weird because I don't have a manager shirt on, but business as usual, carry on. Eventually he came back like an hour and a half later. That's just one thing. Now back to the assistant manager. Me and the assistant manager, we got close, we got cool, and there was another girl they had brought on that was his best friend. Me and her got close and cool. And it was just kind of like, it did seem like this clique. Oh, Dominique's one of the favorites, and Dominique this and Dominique that. Dominique did her damn job. One thing I said was, y'all can say anything y'all want about me when it comes to this job, but you can never ever say that I don't do my job. That's what people hated about me. Now, there was this elder stud that worked there, and for some reason, she just went on this whole little weird rampage of treating me in this weird way as if I had done something to her. Lady, I don't know you from a can of paint. I don't know your story. And I just really don't know anything about you, period. So, anyways, we have that going on. We have Fran and her shenanigans. We got the GM. We got the husband. Now let's get into the district manager. One day I happen to come to work and it's just one of those things where you feel that energy and it's like all tense. Just something seemed off. So I'll go in the back. Hey, what's up, everybody? Like my normal thing. So, our trans woman, what can I call her? I'm going to call her Christina. So Christina decides, to motion me over and tell me like, hey, the district manager is here. Everybody kind of quiet and a little scared and timid because he fired such and such on the spot this morning. I said, oh, wonder what brought him here. Whatever. I'm just here to do my time, make my money, and go home and call it a day. So eventually, I come in contact with this man, foreign guy, and he's from a country where obviously the women bow down to them, and they don't like gay. So anyways, I get called out to the table. Him and Chet are out there. So when I get called to the table, and I'm like, okay, so what did I do? What's this about? He goes, there was a complaint that was put in anonymously, and you are one of the witnesses. I said, what the fuck I see? People get themselves in trouble. But what I see? He goes, has anybody touched on you inappropriately? I said, no. I said, they said they raping Dom? And he just looked at me. And I'm like, okay. Me and those that I'm friends with, we're playing along. However, no, I don't feel threatened or anything like that. So we had that situation on our hands now. Then it came to, I was dating this girl, and young, naive me didn't love themselves. I was just so desperate to have a companion that I let this girl move in with me after barely knowing her, and I eventually got her a job at the restaurant. So now we have that going on. It turned into the general manager seemed more focused on what was happening with me and my relationship than what was going on in that damn restaurant. But again, like I said, that district manager came around. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't heard nothing. Whatever you see on the cameras and whatever other people tell you, then you do whatever it is you see fit with that. So let's go back to Fran. By then, Fran's hours are cut. You know, she's calling off for the dumbest reasons. And again, like I said, I was basically just begging and pleading with the general manager, don't fire her. So one day, she's super late. She's scheduled to come close. I'm in the kitchen, I'm working, I'm doing my 1-2. And the husband comes around the corner and goes, "Hey, friend is looking for you. She's crying, she's screaming, she wants her friend." So in the meanwhile, I go in the office and I'm like, "What's going on?" I'm talking about baby had on an Oscar Award winning performance. And I said, "What is going on?" She goes, "My mother died." Oh, the fuck you just say to me? My mother died. And so I'm hugging her, kissing her on her head, and telling her, "Oh, it's going to be okay." Even the elder stud came in there. You know, she's trying to console her because she, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like she was starting to take a little pity on her. So she's talking about, "I just want to kill myself." And even the lady is sitting up there telling her, like, "No, you're not going to do that." You know, she's crying, all that. She goes outside. She's sitting down on the curve and goes and asks Jim, "Can I drink this bottle right here?" Bitch, what? So I said, "Well, listen, I got to get back in the kitchen. Y'all let me know what it is y'all need to do. I'm going to do my 1-2. Let me tell y'all something. Her mother didn't die. It was all a fucking lie. But seeing that we didn't reach our time limit for this episode, I'm going to come back next week and I'm going to finish telling y'all the rest. Just know that there's more bizarre moments to come. So just be ready. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I will see y'all next go round.